All right. We're starting now, and if we laugh, we're just going to talk about it in the pod.
Okay.
Hey, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Jeremy.
And this is the Deathscography podcast.
Episode 3.
They said we wouldn't be nothing, but look at us now.
We are
something
on a third episode.
We are not nothing.
We are a little bit greater than nothing. You know, we started from the bottom and we're still relatively near the bottom.
Yes. If you zoom in, we're way far away from the bottom, though, on the graph.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of decimal places. Anyways. Fuck.
So for y'all of those, Jesus, kill me. All right, guys, we've been in quarantine for like 3 weeks. Okay, like you know what it's like. Like you fucking whenever you're listening to this, you understand the fuckery that we're going through. We're starting to crack up a little.
Our minds. Losing our minds. Yeah.
So
definitely.
So if you didn't know, if you skipped episode 1 and 2, you should go back and listen to them. But what we do on this podcast is we started at the beginning and we are going through the Deathwish discography chronologically, one release at a time, all their releases. So today we are on their third release, which is...
I was going to say, and this is where it gets weird because the releases we've done previous, one was a split, one was a single, quote unquote, but this is a compilation.
Yeah.
And we're talking about Fighting Music 1. I'm not sure if there's a Fighting Music 2.
Name.
They were really bold when they decided to go with Fighting Music 1.
Yeah. There better be.
Exactly. It's like naming your thing like the first annual. I was like, oh, okay, shit.
All right.
Yeah, this is Fighting Music 1, and Fighting Music, basically, it was a collaborative compilation that Deathwish, Bridge 9 Records, and Thorp, I think you pronounce it Thorp Records.
How do you spell it?
Thorp.
Yeah.
Thorp?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. I wonder if it's Throp. Maybe I just misspelled it. That'd be really funny.
Thorop.
I think it's Thorp. Anyways.
All right, Thorp Records.
Yeah, Thorap's... I was gonna say like Velociraptor, but with Thorp, that's where I was going.
Thoracivaptor.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
But yeah, Deathwish, Bridge 9, and Thorp, 3 pretty established labels. Where we are now, but back then, at least Deathwish was a relatively unknown thing, and Bridge 9 wasn't as big as they are now in either.
Yeah, and I mean, Thorp was like, I mean, they were huge, though. I have no idea what this record label is, I'm going to be honest.
Hey, that's all right. We're going to go past it. But they were big enough that they wanted to work with Deathwish and Bridge 9, and they all teamed up to release this compilation.
Gotcha.
So basically it was...
On CD?
It was only pressed on CD, and it was given out for free.
You're damn right.
At summer like punk and hardcore festivals all over the country and Europe.
Yeah, that's the fucking 2000s I'm talking about.
Exactly. 2001.
I'm talking about those fucking record release samplers.
That's exactly what this was.
I found one in the woods behind my house 3 days ago. Literally shit. It was a Victory Records sampler.
Oh man.
Just CD, just in the dirt in the woods behind my house. And I was like, damn, this has been here for like 15 years.
The street teams were always handing that shit out.
Yeah, they were the street teams were totally getting the stuff that they wanted out of it and throwing the rest in the woods behind their house.
They're like, fuck this.
Fucking Streetlight Manifesto. Fuck. All right.
Anyways, that's essentially what this was. So it wasn't ever released on vinyl or tape or anything like that. And in all honesty,
this was a promotional tool.
It was a promotional tool, but it is an official release.
Yes.
So they do consider it a part of their
discography
canon, which is very... I don't know a lot of samplers, quote unquote, that are considered a part of that, but this one is. So we are talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so like I said, they gave it away for free all over the country and Europe.
Because when was this released? Do you have the
2001? I don't have the
all right.
I don't have the date.
So 2001, kids, they didn't have Bandcamp or Spotify or MySpace for that matter. So this was how you did it back in the day. You fucking handed shit out, and CDs were valuable at the time.
Yes.
So people wouldn't just immediately throw them away.
They wouldn't go, oh, this is nice. Just
they would
put
it in their booklet of CDs
Oh, I had one.
Yeah, me too.
I had one
that they carried that rode around in the back of their Civic.
I mean, I was gonna say compilations and stuff like that, like Punkorama and the Warped Tour compilations. Those were super important to me when I was growing up. And nowadays you get the Spotify playlist, you get the Bandcamp playlist, and those are all very useful. But there's not a I feel like they're so fleeting. Like they're not as, because they're not a tangible object. You don't listen to the same thing over and over again.
And it can be deleted, it can be altered, it can be changed.
Oh, exactly.
But this fucking CD will be these however many songs forever.
Exactly. And actually, I didn't tell you this.
Well, Jeremy will always have Fighting Music 1. They can't take Fighting Music 1 away from us, Jeremy.
Pry it from my cold, dead hands. Fighting Music 1.
Fighting Music 1 will always be in our hearts.
Jeff, I didn't tell you this, but literally within the hour before we hit record, I was on Discogs trying to find any physical version of this record. And I found a copy.
How much?
And I bought it.
No way.
Oh, I fucking did, because it was like $2.
Nice.
It was, I don't know, it's coming from some
you
dude.
Just bought a CD?
I bought a used CD.
A used sampler.
The shipping was more than the CD.
Sick.
But it should be
right now. That dude, where's he at? Do you know where he's at?
It's like New Jersey or something.
Right. Oh, of course he's in New Jersey. Right now, Joey from the Banner is tearing his basement apart, going, "Where the fuck is that fucking bullshit I put up there? Now I gotta fucking sell it. This fucking asshole in Florida bought it." Yeah, he's like shaking all his CD. I'm doing motions. No one can see this. Never mind.
No one can see you. No one can see you.
This is an audio thing. I forgot where we were. Anyway,
I did buy a copy because I genuinely, I don't know. It's hard to find. Like there is no, it's not on Spotify. Right. In order for us to listen to these songs, I had to create a custom Spotify playlist, piecing together information that I found on the internet,
which you can listen to.
Absolutely. We will be posting a link along with this episode.
Yep. We'll be dropping that link in the social medias.
Exactly. And it will be up as long as Deathwish doesn't, or lets me do it. I don't know.
They seem nice.
But yeah, so, okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll start.
Yeah, we're only 10 minutes into this podcast. Maybe we'll start talking about the music.
Maybe we'll start. This is going to be maybe a little bit of a long one.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. I said last episode was going to be short, and it was just as long as the first one. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Right. Time has no meaning.
So cool episode. Bye.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, track number 1 is Thaw by Converge.
Skip it.
I was going to... Boo. No, I mean, we talked about this track on our first episode because it originally was on the split with Hellchild that Converge put out.
Yes, which was the first release from Deathwish. If you're following along, you already know that. Episode 1, baby.
But yeah, so this song was originally released on that split with Hellchild, like we talked about before. But on this, it's the version off of Jane Doe.
Yes. So it's like more polished, more produced, but
exactly. It sounds more like it fits on an LP rather than just like a single.
Yes.
It's definitely a completely different recording. It's not like a remix or anything. It is a completely different. I honestly think that Jacob Bannon's vocals sound very different.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. And I don't know. It's good. So we can move on. We've talked about it a bunch.
Yeah.
Number 2 is a band called No Warning, who I actually have heard before.
Yeah. This was familiar to me.
Yeah, normally in the context of, they were a hardcore band. A lot of people liked them. Then they changed their sound to become more radio friendly, and they got very popular because of it, but lost a lot of the original like fan base or whatever.
which is the normal, transition of a band that gets famous.
Yeah, I mean, well, a lot of hardcore bands that doesn't really happen to because hardcore is not a mainstream sort of thing.
Right.
But this band, they're from Canada. They were founded in like 1998. Actually, fun fact, they were originally called As We Once Were, but they changed their name before they even recorded anything. One of those sort of things.
Oh.
Yeah, we have the internet nowadays to Google to see if there's a band name already, but maybe they figured it out a little too late, and so they changed it,
As We Will Never Be Again.
Exactly. So, but yeah, it's like I said, they got really famous for kind of changing their sound later in their career. They actually eventually signed to Machine Shop Records, which is the label that was founded by Linkin Park.
What?
Yeah, I knew that would get you. Yeah, they signed to Linkin Park's label, like the one that they own, like as a group. And because of that, toured with Linkin Park, toured with Sum 41, Papa Roach, The Used.
Maybe this is where I've heard of this band from.
Yeah,
because I mean, at this time, like I was like into new metal, so like maybe I saw their name. Maybe I even saw this band. I don't know. I saw a bunch of those fucking bands in the mid 2000s.
Essentially, they kind of just they transitioned to like a more radio friendly sound and started touring with all these bands,
like alternative.
Exactly. They broke up in 2005, and members went on to join Terror and Fucked Up.
Wow.
So they
went back.
Cool. They were like, we're gonna keep going. And they did reunite in 2013, and they are still kind of doing stuff, but I don't think they put out any music system. But let's go to the song. Essentially, I think it's an okay song.
Yeah, it's like early Ride the Lightning Core.
Yeah, I think it's somewhat generic. Yeah, but this is. It could be due to the fact that it's fucking 20 years old at this point.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You've heard so much of it between then and now.
Exactly. Like I've heard a lot of this sound. However, it's not necessarily bad. It's been heard before.
Yeah.
And that's kind of all I have to really say about that. I found that backstory about the band, about, like I said, changing their sound and touring with all those other bands. And I think that's like super interesting.
Right.
Because hardcore bands, that never happens to them.
Right.
All right. Well, let's just keep moving.
Were they on Bridge 9?
Yes, they were. That was on Bridge 9. That song was released through Bridge 9. Basically, the way the compilation works is it's a song from Deathwish, Bridge 9, Thorpe, Deathwish, Bridge 9, Thorpe.
Gotcha. They're like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Exactly. So we're gonna move on to track number 3, and it's a band called Striking Distance with a song called Hated. Again, this came out through Thorpe Records. Overall, I actually really like this song.
This is the first band on the comp that I thought, this is fighting music.
Yeah, and even with a name like Striking Distance, it's very much fighting music.
And the song is called Hated.
Yeah, I like the vocal style. I think it's I think it's well done, and for what it is. They were a band from DC. They existed from around 99 to 2003. Pretty short little spur, but that's not uncommon. And honestly, you're gonna hear that a lot over the course of this episode. Bands last like 2 years, 3 years, and then because these labels were very early on at the time, so they were mainly signing like local bands and friends bands, and not like already established bands that maybe would last a lot longer. So like I said, Striking Distance broke up in 2003, did a reunion show in 2007, but haven't really done anything since. I probably am going to look them up. I kind of dug it. It wasn't amazing, but I did enjoy it.
Yeah, it was like a lot. I feel like, and not to get ahead of anything, but like I feel like a lot of stuff on this record is like very telling of the times. Like there are outlier bands on this record, but a lot of it is kind of in the same, like, they would be on a comp called Fighting Music Volume 1.
Absolutely. I especially the Bridge 9 band. I still like Bridge 9 as a label. They've gone kind of crazy recently in the sense of like they're putting out a very varied output.
Right. Yeah, they're all over the place.
But especially early on, they were nothing but pure kind of hardcore. It was this. And so a lot of the bands that are on Bridge 9 kind of just sound like this. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even though this is a Thorpe release, Thorpe was in the same boat. I think of the 3 labels, Deathwish is the most varied, as we've talked about before.
Right.
Even on this release itself, it's like they have hardcore, they have metal, they have but kind of Thorpe and Bridge 9, it's a bunch of just hardcore bands.
Yeah, but it was definitely like an ass beater. Like I was like, all right, this is definitely like camo shorts and like cadet hat, like ass whooping.
Actually, I really think that might be the next band moving on.
Oh, you're talking about Carry On?
Carry On.
Yeah, for sure. Straight Edge. Yeah.
Exactly. Straight edge band from Atascadero, California.
Yeah.
They originally apparently were called Persevere.
Of course.
Of course. But they changed their name before their first release. Members went on to play in Betrayed and Terror. That keeps popping up.
Well, it's because Terror's been a band for like 48 years at this point.
And they've had like 48 members.
Lots of people.
I was going to say Scott Vogel's kind of the only.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked this one a lot. I like the melodic nature of it. It reminds me of, I mean, not necessarily like Have Heart, but like that melodic hardcore sound that Bridge 9 kind of released a bunch of. But
I feel like this band is like early on in Bridge 9. Like they're like,
oh, for sure.
They're like, but because like, aren't they like the first, like, I don't know if this song is on that record, but like, aren't they like the first actual record that Bridge 9 does?
Well,
like,
they were the first LP, like full length, not demo, not EP that Bridge 9 ever released was Carry On's LP. And yeah, so it's like super early on stuff.
Life. What's it called? Their record that they put out. Oh, it's called A Life Less Plagued.
A Life Less Plagued. Yeah. And that was the first LP Bridge 9 ever released. Yeah. And it's good stuff. All right. Moving on. We have the song Of You by The Dedication. Now, this is all the other bands I had at least heard the name, but I had never heard of The Dedication.
Never heard of it.
And to be honest, I'm hoping that because I think Deathwish released another record of theirs, like a EP or something later down the road, and we'll get to it. I'm hoping it's better. This song's just all right to me. It's another kind of melodic hardcore band sort of thing. They're from Boston. They were pretty short lived. They kind of only released this EP, I think, through Deathwish in like 2001, and then disbanded in 2003.
Yeah,
they're really short.
For me, it felt like a filler song on a label sampler.
Absolutely,
that's what it felt like to me. I was like, all right, next.
Yeah,
it was whatever. It was fine.
It's fine.
It wasn't great. Wasn't terrible.
I think there's only a few songs on this whole record that I just didn't really like. Most of them were, not most of them, probably half of them were just in that, it's fine.
Yeah.
And I'll move on, and I probably won't look them up again. I mean, if they released a EP through Deathwish, we'll listen to it on an episode.
But
in the future.
that's what samplers are for. Like they're,
absolutely.
You're not gonna love everything on it. They're for you to like sample what they have to offer and pick what you like, and then delve deeper into those. That's what it's for.
Exactly. All right. Well, let's just keep delving. Next was Delaware Hall by Dead Serious. This is a Thorpe released. I'm going to be straight up. This is one of the ones I didn't like. I did not like this song. I was not into the vocals, and the music I thought was even more generic than.
Yeah, it was just it was just like ass beater riff that you've heard a million times.
Yeah, and I'm just. With a name like that, it's like, I don't know if that was a joke or if it was serious. Like, were they, we're dead serious, and then the vocals are very, the lyrics are goofy. It's just like, I don't know. I just wasn't super into it. I listened to it like once or twice. I just not super into it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Up next, we have Turn My Back by Damage. This is another Deathwish band. I thought the vocals were a little goofy sounding. I don't know. They just
which one is this? How does this goofy? How?
Just like the inflection was super goofy. I don't know. It's, to be honest, this is one of the weirdest episodes that we're gonna have.
It's like because it was just like the Philadelphia band, I think. Let me look at my notes.
Yeah.
Yes, Philadelphia.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was fine. I like the music. Vocals were a little goofy. It was another one of those I just like, listen to it and I'm kind of move on.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's, like I said, that's kind of a bunch of this stuff. And like I said, this is a weird episode because normally we're only dealing with maybe two bands. But like this, it's like 20 bands, right. And it's hard to like spend
a lot of time on each one.
Spend a lot of time with it, and especially when I haven't heard of half of them, like this next one, which I love the they have an apostrophe in the name, Stampin' Ground.
Yeah. So for me, I was surprised to see this band on this comp. I hadn't thought about this band in a long time, but
I've actually never heard of them before.
Yeah, I found them on I think it's either Music Equals Life or Metal for the Masses, one of those CDs, you know, like which was like a metal comp.
Yeah.
From Hot Topic, it was like $5, you know.
Sure.
It's like a $5 add-on at the checkout, and I found this band and a band called Curl Up and Die at the same time.
I've heard of Curl Up and Die.
They were on the same. They were on the same one. I was into it. Like I liked it, man. It made me think. It's dated, but I was like, oh man, this is cool. And I thought it was cool because it stood out on this record too. Like I was like, it
definitely is very different.
This is very different than a lot of this other like early 2000s hardcore that we're listening to. It's cool that this is like dropped in the middle. Which label is this?
Thorpe.
Yeah, it's just like dropped in the middle of all this, and I thought it was cool that they put this. They were like, we're gonna put this band on this record, on the sampler.
When I was doing my research, I noticed that they were actually signed to Century Media, which explains their presence in Hot Topic.
Yeah, I think I think Century Media put out the Metal for the Masses thing or whatever.
That makes sense. From what I could tell, this band was a bigger deal in Europe. They toured with Hatebreed over there.
They're from Europe, right?
Yeah, they're from the UK.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so they kind of existed from like the mid 90s and mid 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
And they, like I said, they toured with like Hatebreed and stuff all over there, but I had just never heard of them.
Right.
And maybe back in the day I would have enjoyed it, but it's just not really up my alley now.
Right.
Well, moving on. This is this
Number
one
9.
This is a big one for me. It's American Nightmare, and the song's called "There's a Black Hole." This was a Bridge 9 contribution, which is funny because this band actually went on to be on Deathwish. They're on Deathwish currently, so they did some Bridge 9 stuff. They did some Deathwish stuff. I'm just gonna this is definitely in the top 3 of any of these songs for me. I fucking love this song. I just liked I like American Nightmare anyways, but I've actually never heard this song. It's such an early track. I think the vocals stand out, and the music is like melodic, but still has a really ferocious punkness to it, and not in a way of a melodic hardcore, but just like, I don't know, there's something different about this band that I really enjoy. And the fact that they're still kind of a successful band all these years later really goes to show how much they stood out among their peers, I guess, back in the day. But yeah, so Jeff, you probably found this story interesting. When I was doing my research on them, they apparently there was like court trouble with Fall Out Boy with this band. Yeah, so essentially in 2007, accusations were made that Fall Out Boy had stolen lyrics from the vocalist Wes, resulting in an out-of-court settlement and a credit in the liner notes of both records from Under the Cork Tree and Infinity on High to Wes.
What?
Yeah, so from what I could ascertain is they essentially stole a line from him and put it in, didn't ask, didn't properly credit, etc. He found out, sued them, settled out of court. He's now in the liner notes for both as a co-writer.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. It's like Fall Out Boy got, they made millions of dollars, and it's just like, he was like, hey, you stole my lyric. What's going on? You're not even going to give me any royalties? Like nothing?
Yeah, well, who knows even if like they meant to do it or if it was like something they heard somewhere and like put it into a song, and then like the dude came up and was like, hey, actually I wrote that lyric in this song at this point, and then they were like, oh fuck.
I'm more inclined to believe that it was they knew it because members of Fall Out Boy used to be in hardcore bands, and some still are, and this band was very large at the time, so they most likely were aware of them. Right. I don't know. It just
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm saying, like, they were aware of this band and, like, they heard the song and then, like...
Oh, right. Gotcha.
While he was writing a song, he wrote that line. And then the dude was like, whoa, dude, that's mine.
That's my line.
And then Fall Out Boy, like, who you said was, fucking millions and millions of dollars, like, rather than fuck with it, they were like, ooh, I probably did take that from him.
We're just gonna
here's
move
some
on.
Money.
Exactly.
Their record,
here's credit in the liner
their
notes.
record labels were like, here's some money.
Yeah. So this band kind of had a storied history as well. Due to legal trouble early on, they actually had to change their name from American Nightmare they originally changed it to AN, just AN, and then
good old
American.
Ann.
Yeah, good old Ann. And then they changed it to American Nothing. But even then, they were still being hounded by this other American Nightmare band to change their name. So eventually, they just completely changed it to Give Up the Ghost. And Give Up the Ghost was originally going to be like their second album title. That was just going to be the album title, but they changed their name to that. And they stayed to be Give Up the Ghost until they broke up in 2004. And when they reunited in 2011, they became American Nightmare again. So I guess they just said, fuck off. We're going to be American Nightmare.
Well, the other band probably didn't exist anymore.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. It was a good almost decade later.
Right.
But yeah, during that interim, members went on to play in bands like Cold Cave, Head Automatica, Some Girls, and The Hope Conspiracy. So
yeah, it's crazy. I saw that they shared members with HopeCon, and I was like, I wonder if it was at the same time or like they left that band and went to be in Hope Conspiracy. I don't know, but that's cool. I like that band.
But yeah, so American Nightmare is a band I still listen to and definitely was excited to see them come up on this compilation.
Yeah, it was cool.
They actually just put out a record like a couple months ago before all this shit started, and it's been something I've been listening to a bunch.
Wait, isn't that on Deathwish?
It's on Deathwish.
Shut the fuck up, Jeremy. We're not there yet.
I mean, what? Hold on.
We're not.
All right.
We're not there yet.
Moving on.
Sequential order
is another band that. So this shit.
Yo, is that your cat?
No, there's a siren outside.
Oh.
Yeah. So next we have the band Northside Kings with their song Northside Kings.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, it's okay. It's a little cheesy referencing your own band name. I know that's super big and hardcore. Like Trapped Under Ice did that a lot. You know, this band does it. And
for me, it just sounded like very generic, like tough guy, watered down gang, tough guy crew stuff.
Yeah, and I wasn't super into it, but
hopefully
Northside
Kings aren't going to find me and I don't know what they do to people. But.
They take you out to dinner.
Yeah.
Anyways, but the big thing about this band is I'm almost positive everyone listening has seen this video. It's one of my favorite videos on the internet of Danzig getting punched.
Oh, yeah.
So
in the hallway,
from the Misfits in the hallway.
Yeah.
The vocalist of Northside Kings is the guy that punched him.
All right, take it back. This band is fucking cool. All right.
This band fucking rules,
man.
Northside
Northside Kings is fucking sick.
They fought. Dude,
in that song, the way that he punches Danzig in that song.
It is primo. Dude, it's great. I love it so much.
I don't know. Just fucking knocked it out of the park, dude. Dude, it just
brought it to the ground.
Dude, when that fucking Danzig punch hits in that song,
the room clears. I mean, people just falling over.
Yeah, dude. Like
it's good.
It's just a fucking knockout.
Yeah, so I just thought it was a really funny thing. You had the Fall Out Boy shit with American Nightmare, and then the next song you had the guy that punched Danzig. So I don't know. That was a pretty good 1-2 punch.
Yeah. But these guys did put out a split with the UK band that you didn't like. Stamping Ground.
Yeah, they did. So they were both on Thorpe Records, so that makes sense.
Yep.
All right, well, moving on. We come up to another band again that I finally have heard of and enjoy already, and it's the Hope Conspiracy with their song Escapist. Hope Conspiracy, HopeCon, just a fucking fantastic band. They're so good. Even early on where we are with this song, the vocals are just fantastic.
I bought a Hope Conspiracy CD in a fucking FYE in Tifton, Georgia, in like 2006.
Like, good stuff.
For me, it was like what got me into hardcore punk and like grosser hardcore was like the Banner and Hope Conspiracy. Like those,
for sure.
Yeah, those bands. I was like, oh, this is fucking sick. And like
they were.
Yeah,
I was gonna say they were definitely like heralding that shit early on, and it didn't. You don't hear them talked about too much because as of a lot of bands like that, like they were a little ahead of their time.
Yeah.
Like that stuff got super popular a decade later.
Yep.
And you know, I would love to see them one day. You know, they are still technically a band. They're not really doing much,
but they don't really do anything though, right? They definitely don't tour.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about this band is they
Fest, if you're listening.
Yeah, please, Fast Hope Conspiracy. Hey,
right. Make that happen for me. All right, just get that done. All right,
just get that done. The really cool thing about this band is from the get go,
Fest
they were
isn't listening. Never mind.
They're not listening. No one gives. Tony doesn't give a fuck.
No.
But they recorded their very first demo at God City with Kurt Ballou from Converge in like '99. So like from the get go, they were just on board with this sound, and they were just going and making great decisions. You know, they took a little hiatus in 2004, back together in 2006. They're still a band, like I said. Members have gone on to play in bands like Boys Set Fire, None More Black, The Bronx, and one of my favorite bands of all time, Painted Black. The drummer is the drummer of the Hope Conspiracy is the drummer for Painted Black.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Wait, Boys Sets Fire, isn't that the second episode of the podcast?
In fact, it is. Go back and listen to some thoughts, you know, that we had about that. But yeah, so like, I don't know. I can't say enough good shit about this song. It's definitely, again, it's one of the top 3 songs, I think. Yeah, it's good for me. Yeah, it's really good. It's
the standout for sure on this comp. It does, and it's a song that I wouldn't expect to hear on a compilation called Fighting Music Volume 1.
No, absolutely not. And it's weird that it's on Bridge 9.
It's not a Deathwish. You would think this would be a Deathwish band.
Exactly.
On this comp.
All right, well, moving on. Speaking of Boys Sets Fire.
Oh, skip it.
It's the cover of Rocket Man by Boys Sets Fire.
From the second release.
Yes, we talked about this a lot in our last episode. So we are just going to move right on. It's fine. Okay, so this one. Number 13, track 13, you have the band Pictures of Gabriel with their song Salivating Mercury.
This song, I don't know.
It doesn't exist as far as I can tell.
Jeremy looked so much all over the internet.
I reached out to Deathwish themselves and was like, guys, can you give me a track of this? And they were like, we're looking into it. And I'd never heard anything after that.
And then he was like a week later, he was like, hey, just about that track. And they were like, we're looking into it.
We have top men.
Yeah.
Looking in.
Well, you're gonna be able to hear it whenever that CD. That's why you bought the CD.
That's why I bought the CD. I didn't want to bring it up till we got here, but I want to hear this song so fucking bad.
You're gonna get the CD, and that song's gonna skip.
I would scream. I would be so upset.
Portraits of Gabriel.
Yeah, you know, so. And this is the thing about compilations, especially when they're early days like this, is like this band is not on the internet.
You did find their MySpace page.
I did find their MySpace page, which had this song quote on it, but it didn't work because nothing from MySpace before 2010 works anymore. So like, you know, this band only had 4 songs released.
I'm just gonna read Jeremy's notes that exist here. It's number 13, Pictures of Gabriel, Salivating Mercury. Parentheses, Deathwish Inc. All caps. Does not exist on internet as far as I can tell. Band only had 4 songs released ever.
I was yelling. I could not find it, and it made me so mad.
Moving on. Okay. From the song that doesn't exist. Number 14, we got Cops and Robbers with the song Martyr Complex. This is another Bridge 9 contribution. You know, I thought it was all right. I thought it had a shredding lead in it.
Yeah. You know, it's like I don't think that it's necessarily like on purpose goofy sounding, but it's just kind of like a silly.
Yeah.
It's not a
lighthearted,
hyper technical. Yeah, exactly. It's not hyper technical. It's kind of lighthearted, and I think it's pretty fun. Honestly, that's what I would say is fun. I think the name is a little generic, but Cops and Robbers. I found plenty of dad rock bands in my research.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah,
but you know like
planes,
we said,
trains, and automobiles, and cops and robbers, and boys and girls, and
you know, they were
and nights, and
we had talked about how like a lot of these labels early on were just kind of signing local bands or friends bands, and this is once again another Boston band. You know, they probably got very popular in the scene and got on Bridge 9, but they didn't do too much because like a lot of hardcore bands, they just fizzled out. And they have not done anything since, because I found out that after the band broke up, the vocalist passed away.
Oh, bummer.
So it's actually a thing on the internet, people talking about how they hope that they'll still do a reuniting set one day with a different vocalist, but then people are, you know, that would trounce on his memory, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
It's like, it's a whole thing on the internet. But
Gotcha.
like I said, I thought it was a pretty fun song, and I am sorry to see that there wasn't too much more from that band after this. All right, moving on. This, I think, is my third of the top 3 songs on this compilation. We have the band Jesus Eater with Your Airstream Future.
Of course, there's a band called Jesus Eater.
But there's a band called Jesus Eater that sounds nothing like you would think a band called Jesus Eater would sound like.
Like a rock band.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be another like stamping out, beat down,
stamping ground, Jeremy.
Stamping ground, beat down, whatever.
Yeah.
But it is absolutely not. It is probably it's probably the lightest song on this record, on this whole compilation. It's super groovy.
Yep.
It I don't know. The vocals stand out from everything else. They are still aggressive, but not ferocious in any sort of capacity. And the songs are so groovy, it kind of sounds like a bunch of hardcore punks listen to like stoner metal a bunch and try to combine them somehow. Like, I fucking love it.
For me, it was like a bunch of hardcore dudes were listening to like Queens of the Stone Age.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But this is before Queens of the Stone Age, I think.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, like I fucking love this record.
Yeah, it was good. This song.
And this song. And it turns out that the vocalist is a vocalist from Dag Nasty and Swizz, who are two legendary DC hardcore bands.
Interesting.
Which makes sense why like maybe this band got popular because they already had the member, but I think they're fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, they never broke up, but they haven't done anything. They put out like 2 EPs and that's about it.
Yeah, but they haven't put a record out in 18 years.
Yeah,
like,
but you know,
no, they're not a band.
They could be on like This Is Hardcore Fest next year or something. You know, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I mean, last year you had Saves the Day. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. Well, next up we have
the last track
16.
on the record, isn't it?
Nope, not the last one.
No, wait.
No, God, no. We have a couple more.
Wait a minute. Oh shit. Yeah, you're right.
But this is number 16. It's the band Knuckle Dust with their song Exposed. This is another one for me that I was not super into.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of the Thorpe bands.
Yeah, you know, and
it's kind of like,
I hate this. I definitely like, there are a couple that I enjoy that Thorpe released, but overall, at least so far, it's either generic or like maybe the production isn't very good. And, you know, I like, it doesn't have to be good production, but like the guitar tone, especially on this song, is something that I don't really enjoy. It's hard to put a finger on, but it's something that I find weird. It's a weird guitar tone. But I mean, I don't really have a lot to say about it.
Yeah, it's whatever.
It's whatever. All right, moving on. Number 17, Breaker Breaker with their song Forget the Words. We're back to that somewhat generic hardcore from Bridge 9.
Yeah. I mean, it's like early 2000s Bridge 9 straight edge hardcore.
Yeah, nothing bad. Just doesn't really stand out.
Yeah.
You know, and especially with a name like Breaker Breaker, like, I don't know. You know, it's just what they are. I don't know. They put out a couple little EPs and demos and then broke up. Like I said, about half these bands, that's what happened to them.
Yep.
All right, moving on. We got number 18 is a brand. This is another band that I actually have heard of. It's called Breakdown. This is a little bit of a generic name, but at the time, you know, the term breakdown was not as generic as it is now.
Right.
The song Bronx Bull. This is a Thorpe release. Straight up, this is one I don't like. I've heard Breakdown before and liked it.
I felt like these dudes were like a more likely to whoop my ass version of the Northside Kings.
Oh, very much.
Like, I believe these guys a little more when they're like, we're about it
They were a late 80s New York hardcore band. They would fucking kick my ass so hard.
They will fucking kick our asses so hard.
Exactly.
When they hear that you don't like this.
Well, yeah, I've heard breakdown songs before that I did enjoy. I just don't like this particular song.
All right.
Members from this band went on to play in like Leeway and Chromax, stuff like that. They reunited in 2012 with their original 1986 lineup, which is
the year
fun.
I was born.
Yeah, hey, you could be in this band technically. All right, we're gonna move on to number 19, but this is gonna be a. Let's fucking move.
All right.
Number 19 is Hell Child. And listen to episode 1 if you want to hear our thoughts. This song is on the split with Converge.
Yep.
I'm not going to talk about it.
I'm like, Deathwish, what y'all doing on this comp? Like, how many? I mean, I feel like Deathwish didn't have a ton of stuff to put out really on the comp because or maybe they were just trying to push those records that already existed.
Think about it. This is less a new song compilation and more hey, these are our current artists with current stuff, like a sampler disc.
Exactly.
A sampler disc before.
It's like this is the cart in Publix with the old lady behind it with the toothpicks with meatballs on it.
Exactly. And this meatball has Hellchild on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's fine. We're gonna move on. Number 20. All right, last 2 songs. Number 20, Above This World, End of Days. This is another Thorpe release. I was listening to this and I was like, the vocals, they sound really familiar.
It's the dude from fucking Hoods.
Yes, Mike Hoods himself.
Yeah.
This is his side project, and they actually did a split with Hoods back in the day as well. But this is a band that didn't really do much outside of that, maybe because Hoods got popular or something. I'm not exactly sure, but it's good. There's a really fun 2-step about halfway through the song that really made me bob my head while I was listening to it.
Made you 2-step?
Yeah, just two.
When was the last time you 2-stepped, Jeremy?
Oh God, like a decade ago.
Like 2010?
Jesus Christ, yeah, probably. I don't know. I don't even remember at this point. But this song would have done it. It's a good 2-step. It's very groovy. I enjoyed it. But it's fine.
Yeah.
All right, last song. Oh my goodness. Here we are. We're at the end. We have a band called The Young and the Useless with their song called It Hurt But It's Over.
I wonder if this is a play on The Young and the Restless.
I don't think so. I think this is before.
No. It's not. No. The Young and the Restless has been a fucking soap opera for like 40 years.
All right. Well, it could be. What I did find out when looking up this band, they have the same name as a band featuring Mike D of the Beastie Boys that existed in the 80s. And I was like, is this the fucking Mike? Is this the... No, it's not. It's a completely different band.
Don't worry, it's not.
This is a band from Florida. They actually ended up later on changing their name to just The Young, which is like, I mean, I get it, but that's a bad name.
Now they're just called Young.
Now they're just called
they're just called Young, and it's really hard to find them amongst all the SoundCloud rappers.
You're looking up Young Band, and you're like, no, that's difficult.
Young Band is definitely a rapper. Yeah,
but I don't know. Kind of a disappointing song to end the compilation, man. Like,
it had like a weird techno-y thing in there.
Yeah, it was like electronic drums kind of in the middle of it. It has like this acoustic guitar chill ending. Yeah. But I was telling my roommate about this band because I actually found out they played the original Furnace Fest in Birmingham 20 years ago.
That's called topical.
Yeah, because, Furnace Fest 20 is supposed to be happening this year if all this shit clears up. I wonder if this band's going to play. They're not going to play.
No.
I can guarantee they're not going to play. But I was talking to her about it, and I was like, yeah, they're this weird band. They got this weird electronic section with a acoustic guitar. Apparently and she goes, are they Christian? And I was like, they are a Christian band. It all makes sense.
Yep.
Christian bands just shove all that shit in and just hope that something sticks.
It's called contemporary, Jeremy.
Well, it was contemporary and now it's shit.
All right.
Well, I live in Florida. I hope they don't hear this and come kill me or something.
Yeah. That's how the internet works. Like the closer people are to you physically, the more likely they are to hear your internet stuff.
It's like a radio. I mean, this is the internet and it's a radio show.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was
fucking long, dude.
That is a lot. I knew that was.
I'm gonna be real. God. I don't miss fucking 20 song records.
Yeah.
I don't miss that shit.
I am so glad we're in the age of like EPs and singles and we can just move the fuck on.
Yeah, dude.
Like oh my God. I was listening to a band last year that put out like a dual LP and I was like, what are you doing? Why is this so fucking long?
It's like 4 records worth of material, guys.
Jesus Christ.
But anyway, do what you want. Like if you want to put out a fucking dual record, do it. We're just bitching.
Yeah, I don't care. We're just riffing.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't give a fuck.
No.
I mean, we put out
matters.
We put out a record that was fucking 16 songs in 20 minutes and people you could scoff at that too.
Yeah.
Whatever. But anyways, well, let's wrap this up. You've been listening to anything fun this week, Jeff?
I have been listening to there is a rapper / singer-songwriter / guy in a band named Chesky Ramos. He just toured with Zeta recently on their record release tour. And he just put a new song out called My Bad. It's fucking tight. And I've also been listening to a lot of Astronautilus, the rapper.
Okay.
Nothing new, really.
Yeah,
I've been listening to that new. He just put that new track out. Chesky did so.
Gotcha. I'm kind of in the same boat. I've just been listening to. Well, I listened to this record a ton, which. Ooh, it was draining. It's a lot of fucking songs.
Yep.
But I've been listening to a lot of older stuff. Over the past couple days, the Fest 19 lineup came out.
Oh yeah,
and which is really cool.
Well,
it's got
the first wave.
Yeah, the first wave, second wave's in like another month. But it put Modern Life is War back on my radar, which I always love that band. But it's just something I was just like, oh shit, now I gotta listen to them because I'm gonna be seeing them in fucking October.
I am like last year at Fest. You guys can just fucking turn the podcast off at this point. Last year at Fest, I was like nervous to see Graf Warlock. And like this year, if no one else gets announced, this will be the band where I'm like, I have just have chill bumps the whole time because
absolutely,
because I've never seen them and
they're just I can't wait.
Oh
yeah, they played Fest like 5 years ago and it was the year I had missed because I was like moving or something and it sucks. For all of those of you who don't know, the Fest is an annual fest in Gainesville, Florida, where I'm from. That is like super varied. Like the headliners this year are like Hot Water Music and Cursive, but they also have Torch and fucking Modern Life is War on the bill, you know. And then the other release I've been listening to, because speaking of the fest, is I'm not a big Hot Water Music fan, but I am a fan of Chuck Reagan's side project Rumble Seat.
Oh yeah,
not his solo stuff, but his project Rumble Seat, which is kind of just like a folky kind of acoustic thing, but I fucking love it. It's super catchy. I've just been kind of jamming that along.
Do you know what a Rumble Seat is?
I'm not aware.
All right, so old school cars. With think mobsters and a bank heist and the cops are chasing them. There's this seat in the back of that old school car behind the back seat that like pops out and the guy would sit in that with a Tommy gun and fucking
holy shit
shoot at him. Yeah,
that's not at all. I would have put it like it's like a carriage seat.
Look it up. It's called a Rumble Seat. I'm pretty sure.
Well, that's cool.
If not, cut this out.
That's even better. No, I'm gonna leave it in regardless.
Make me sound like the fucking idiot that I am.
I'm not gonna look it up. I'm just gonna believe you.
No, that's what it is. Yeah. All right.
That's totally what it is.
All right, we're done with this. Well, what are we doing next
I was
episode?
gonna say next week. Oh man, I once again didn't look it up, so I
all right. I'll fucking fill for Jer. So if you guys haven't bought tickets to the fest, last year Fest sold out. Last year Jawbreaker was the headliner. I think that's the first year they had cap on tickets. Is that right?
Yeah, it is. Well, it's not a cap. It's a
cap on passes.
I was gonna say it was they had a cap. Sorry, I'm trying to think of how to say it. Like they've sold out before, but it's been super rare. This is the first time they sold out after getting the new amphitheater that basically has a limitless capacity.
Right.
So it's the first time that they capped with that.
Right. Yeah, but you should buy tickets. It's we're playing Fest. We were on the first wave of announcements.
Machinist is
we being Machinist, the band that Jeremy and I are in. But this is our fourth year.
Fifth year.
Fuck.
Hell yeah.
Been playing Fest for half a decade. That's awesome. But it's a fucking life-changing thing. Like, you think you've been to a crazy music festival, like, it's a whole different thing, man. Like, I can't urge you to fucking go enough and just just wander around Gainesville and, like, I don't know, man. It's special.
It's completely different from any other music fest I've ever been to. It's one of the reasons I moved to Gainesville. It basically 3,000 punks come to this small, sleepy college town, and we kick out the students because it's always during the Georgia-Florida weekend.
Yeah, they all leave. Like, Gainesville empties and is refilled with punkers.
And so it's just like, it's literally a city of punks, and it's amazing. Yeah. And it's every bar in the downtown area has a show going all day, every day for the whole weekend. It's like 300 bands. They have comedians. They have wrestling. Our band is playing, like we said. Two of my other bands are also playing. So I'm playing 3 different sets that weekend. Yeah. I don't know. It literally is the best weekend of the year for me. I love it so much. But all right. Well, so I did find,
and we love it until they don't put Hope Conspiracy on, and then fuck the fest.
Hashtag Hope Conspiracy for Fest 19. We're starting that today. That's a long hashtag.
Hashtag Hope Conspiracy or Vest.
Hashtag HopeCon Festi 19.
Hashtag HopeCon or else Fest, you motherfuckers.
That's it. Okay, so respond to us on Twitter with hashtag HopeCon or else, you motherfuckers.
No, you messed it up.
Fuck.
Respond to us on Twitter with hashtag.
Make sure to tag the fest in this. At
the fest, and add us hashtag HopeCon or else the fest, you motherfuckers.
Yep, that's it. Here we go. All right. Our next episode is going to be, it's going to be the dedication. I know.
Cool.
We're moving on. This is the dedication.
This is almost an hour long.
Well, we had fucking 3,000 bands to talk about.
3,000.
The next episode is going to be the dedication with their album Youth Murder Anthem. So we're just continuing the trend of violence here. Yep. And this will be, it came out in 2001 as well.
LP,
so
EP?
It's an EP, so it's only a couple songs. We're almost through the first year of Deathwish, which is crazy because I don't know if we mentioned it. 2020, the year we're in now, is the 20th year of Deathwish. It's their anniversary.
Hey, it's like we planned this.
Which we did not.
No.
But, all right, well, you can find us on Twitter at Deathscography Pod. You can find us on Facebook at Deathscography Podcast. You can find us on Instagram at Deathscography Podcast. You could find me on Twitter and Instagram at Iron Raygun, and you can find Jeff at
Despite Jeff on Instagram. My Facebook is private.
Fuck Facebook anyways.
Yeah. You can find me at Despite Jeff on Instagram. You can also follow me at Jeff Hill and the Car Bomb Sermon on Instagram. I'm putting out a lot of stuff right now. By the time you hear this, the split that I'm putting out will probably be out. It's kind of what I'm focusing on in quarantine to keep myself from going fucking nuts. Because we're supposed to be on tour, and we had to cancel that whole thing. So I was like, if I don't make something, I'm gonna punch.
I have to do something.
I'm gonna punch myself in the mouth, but I'll catch my fist with my mouth and then eat my arm.
All right. Well, that's going to be it for this
that's
episode.
What we end on.
That's going to be it for this episode.
Can it just end with I'll punch myself in the mouth and catch my fist in my mouth and eat my arm?